If you're a robotic or software engineer, it happens a lot that you need to connect your laptop or PC to another sensor or machine through Ethernet cable. This is called local networking. In order to do so, you need to understand some basic concept about the networking. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to connect my NVIDIA Jetson Xavier to my laptop and change some configuration in terms of networking.
Probably you would hear the word IP or IP address a lot, but what is the IP address? An IP address is a unique numerical identifier assigned to each device on a computer network. IP addresses comes in two versions, Internet Protocol version 4 or IPv4 and IPv6, but 90% we use IPv4 for networking and are typically written in a dot decimal format, which consists of four numbers separated by dots. For example, 192.168.5.1. The IP addresses for the local networking is usually in the range of 192.168.xx, where x can be any number between 0 and 255. The range of IP addresses is reserved for private networks and is not accessible from the internet. The second word that you would hear a lot is the net mask. The net mask or subnet mask is similar to IP address and it has four numbers that includes four portions, but usually the numbers are either 0 or 255. If it is 255 means that you need to set the IP number for your local machine as same as the remote machine. But if it's 0, the local machine IP, that portion can vary from 0 to 255. For example, your remote machine IP address is 192.168.50.25 with subnet 255.255.0.0, and you need to set the IP address for your local machine so that you can communicate with your remote system. This IP address is called a static IP address. So based on the subnet of the remote, the first two numbers must be the same as the remote because their subnet is 255 and the rest two numbers can vary anything between 0 to 255. So I set my local IP address to 192.168.2.2. Now let's say I have a device that I want to connect it to my laptop through Ethernet cable. The IP address of this device is given by 192.168.10.15 and the subnet is 3255.0. Okay, I open a new terminal and I write if config. This command lists all the interfaces for the networking of my laptop. So usually I only work with the Ethernet ports or Wi-Fi ports. Since my Wi-Fi is off, I don't see anything about the Wi-Fi here. But if I turn on my Wi-Fi, I will see something start with W or WLAN or something like that. But here I have my Ethernet interface that starts with the ENP. You might see different name for your Ethernet interface, and but it's okay. The name it doesn't really matter here. You can change the name, but yeah, usually the names start with the ETH or E something. For me, is this guy, and I need to basically set the static IP address for my laptop in order to type with my remote machine. So what I'm going to do is go to here and I go to wire setting and this part, and I just need to add another section and I'm going to put the name for that, for example static test. And as I said, we have two type of protocol, IPv4 and IPv6, but we usually work with IPv4, and the default is automatic DHCP, but we want to basically make it static, and I choose manual and I set 192.168 and then 10 dot, let's say 5, and then the net mask would be would be the same with my remote machine, no problem. And then gateway doesn't really need to be set up, you can leave it, and then you press add and you will see this tick here, check mark, and I'm going back to here and then say if config, and I see the changes has been applied. Sometimes you need to basically restart your network by turning on and off. Simply you can just turn it on and off to make sure the changes are being applied correctly. But if you write if config and you see the IP address that you has been set up for your system here, that means everything is set up and everything is ready to go. So here I can just ping to my remote machine by this ping command 192.168.10.15, and I see, yeah, I can type with my remote machine and I have it in my network. So the other thing is I can definitely SSH to my remote machine by just, as I already briefly talked about the SSH things, but SSH literally you can just work with your remote machine easily, and then you just need to say SSH and the name of the username. I think the username in my remote machine is test, and 192.168.10.15, and then it asks me for the password, and I put the password, yeah, and here I'm in my remote machine terminal right now. So yeah, this is it. And if I want to check the configuration for my remote machine, again I can say if config, and you will see the remote machine IP address is 10.15, which is what we were using to get connected from my laptop to this system. And you can easily exit from your remote machine by just exit command. So yeah, this is it. Thank you.